Hello, and welcome to another episode of Weekly Bee. My Tilly in the Buttons Marigold Trousers are now finished, and in all honesty, I don't really like how they came out. I thought this was going to be a simple project, simple to fit because of the elasticated waist and as well the amount of ease that the pattern has. But it has been everything but easy to fit for my body. I tried it on first time once I finished it, and there was just too much ease around my hips, and I actually felt like a bit of a clown wearing it. So it tapered in at the legs at the bottom, but around my hips it was just a bit of a balloon. So how I thought I would fix that is take out a bit of the front crotch, and what I did was I removed this much actually from the front. So from the top of the seam by the crotch, I went from a little bit of nothing all the way out to 1.5 inches and then back in again to where the seams met in the middle, so the front and back seams. Now this kind of helped the situation at the front, but I still feel that it is too low of a crotch for what I like. I am tempted to go back and take a little bit more out, but then I'm also scared that because the trousers are now constructed, that I might ruin it. Something else is, over the weekend, I took a photo for my weekly newsletter of both the front and the back to show my readers, and I felt that the back, there was just too much bagginess, and it's kind of frustrating because what I have done now is I have sewn my waistband on, top stitched 2 rows over the elastic, and this is a lot of work if I want to unpick it and redo my seam at the back. So I have been giving it some serious thought, and the only other option that I can see is again take it from a little bit of nothing, go all the way out and scoop a little bit more out of the back. But again, I'm scared that I'm going to ruin something. I feel I can comfortably wear it, but I would need to maybe have something covering like the top of the trousers, because I just feel it's a bit too baggy, and if I have to tuck something in, I feel a little bit awkward in it. So yes, I can wear them, but I'm not entirely sure if I want to wear them. I don't know. I'm still hanging on the fence about this one, and if this one really bugs me, the worst that's gonna happen is I just unpick it all and use this fabric for something completely different, because I really love this fabric and I just think it would go to waste. So I might just leave this one for a few more days, make something else, and then try it on again and see how I feel. Or I might even wash it and hopefully it gives it a bit of a different look. I don't know. I'm still on the fence with this one. Another little change that I made to it is I felt that they were really too high, and they were basically in my armpits is what I felt. So I removed about 1 inch all the way from the top before attaching the waistband again. This waistband, I unpicked it 3 times. So I really don't want to do anything more with it. But yeah, so I scooped out the front crotch, removed 1 inch from the top, and I also shortened the legs for my height before cutting the fabric. And once I tried it on, I still needed to remove 3 inches and 3/4 from the leg, so at the hems. This has really surprised me because Tilly in the Buttons patterns normally fit me without too many adjustments. Yes, I need to adjust for the height, and I do need to grade between sizes, but I don't normally need to do anything else. So I'm very surprised at all of the changes I have had to make for this one. Still on Tilly and the Buttons, I have told you my next project, I wanted to be the indigo dress. Now I did trace out my size ready for last week, and I've held it up to my body, and I have noticed that my bust dart is not sitting in the right area, so it is a little bit lower. Because I'm using a viscose fabric as well, that is just going to hang more, and I think it's going to drag that bust dart lower again. So I am going to need to angle the bust dart up, and I think just what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw maybe 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. I still need to exactly figure out what I want to do. Just raise it a little bit and then draw or redraw the lines from the side to my new point. And I also want to straighten out the hem. Well, not the hem, I want to straighten out where the bodice meets the skirt. Because this is angled without elastic, which is what I want to do, add elastic. So I'm going to straighten it out, and I'm probably going to straighten it from the lowest point, because that's where I feel that it reaches more my natural waist. So I'm going to repeat the same for the back bodice as well, so I can create an elasticated channel just to bring it in, because again, I don't like bagginess. I prefer something a little bit more fitted. I have decided for this indigo dress that I'm going to make a shorter dress, so somewhere around knee length. I was thinking if I wanted it long, but I've just been making long dresses recently, so I think a shorter one is what I need. And for the sleeves, I'm either going to make it short sleeves or 3/4. I don't know yet about that one. But I'm also thinking, do I really want to make myself something else, because I've just been having all of these fit issues, or should I give myself a break and make something else completely different? Also because my daughter's best friend's birthday is coming up, and yesterday when we were in the car, I said to her, do you want to make something for your friend's birthday? Of course the answer was yes, and I said, what do you want to make? So the answer was, I want to make a dress, I want to make a skirt with buttons, a crop top and a matching scrunchie. And I said to her, okay, we don't have time to make all of that within 2 weeks, so we can make one outfit and the matching scrunchie, because that takes me literally 5-10 minutes. So she chose the crop top and the skirt because she's actually been talking about this for so long, because apparently her friend has requested a crop top from her. So the next thing I said is, what colors do you want to go with? And she said purple. So I said, okay. I have a cubicle over there with all of my purple fabrics, and I actually suggested to her using this fabric. Now this is a cotton lawn. I think I got it from Sew Me Sunshine a few years ago, and I've just been hanging on to it because I don't really know what to make with it. But I selfishly don't want to make the skirt for my daughter's friend, because I really want to make something for myself. Purple is one of my favorite colors, and I think this is just such a fun print. But because the fabric is so light, I am having trouble in deciding, do I want to make a blouse or something like a dress out of it? I don't want to make anything like trousers, so I don't really know what I want to make. I think I have about 2-ish meters. I haven't opened it up yet, and of course I don't remember what I bought all those years ago. So I might just use, I think, 1/2 meter for a skirt for a child, and then use the rest for me, probably a blouse or some sort of baby doll dress. I'm not entirely sure, but of course we'll just have to wait and see. So for the skirt pattern, I was thinking about making the Rachel skirt from Ellie & Mac, which is a free pattern, and it's just an elasticated waist skirt with a gathered square or rectangle attached to it. She did mention the buttons, and the other skirt with buttons that I have in mind for kids as well is another pattern by Ellie & Mac, which I can't exactly remember the name of the pattern, but I'm just thinking that's adding more to the work that I need to do because of all the buttons and sewing the buttons on. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm leaning more towards the Rachel skirt. Now for the crop top, I've pulled out this jersey fabric that I have, which I think matches really well with the center of the flowers. I don't have white fabric. I always avoid buying white fabric, and I don't have any of this shade of purple or another similar purpley tone that would look nice with this. So I've pulled out this one, hoping that my daughter likes this match, because I actually haven't showed her yet. For the top, I'm thinking of using another Ellie & Mac pattern, which is the oversized tee, and they have the various length options, and also you can add a band to the bottom instead of creating a hem. So I think the crop top in that pattern is going to be perfect to match with skirt in this fabric, and then make a matching scrunchie out of this fabric as well. I think it's actually going to look really cute. I just remembered as well, my daughter said that she wanted a matching set. So if I make one of these for her friend, she's going to want a matching set as well. And she also mentioned, why not just make for my baby sister as well? So they want 3 sets the same, and that is going to just eat up all of my purple fabric. So I'm kind of thinking, do I really want to make 3 sets the same? I'm still deciding on that, because I can't really get this fabric again, or not that I've ever seen it after I bought it that time. So let's see what I come up with. For a little knitting update, last week I told you that I had made a mistake on my sweater in one of the cables. So on the side of the back panel, I somehow knitted incorrectly or in the wrong sequence the cable at the beginning, and I only noticed it when I basically got to this point over here. Then I continued knitting, thinking, do I really want to go back? Is it really necessary to unpick that and redo it? No one's gonna notice. I'm gonna forget about it, especially since it's at the back, so out of sight, out of mind. And then I made the same mistake again. So I have made now the same mistake over here at the top, and this is really inclining, or I'm really being pushed to unpick all of this and redo it. In my mind, how this was gonna work is I was going to unpick the whole cable, and then I was going to use a crochet hook to pick up row by row and stitch by stitch, which was what was putting me off, because that was the only method that I've learned to pick up dropped stitches. But it's one thing picking up a few dropped stitches, and it's another thing knitting a whole cable up with a crochet hook. So I had a lovely lady comment on my previous video. If I'm not mistaken, it was Tracy. Thank you very much for commenting and suggesting that I use double pointed needles to actually knit it normally all the way back up. So that has felt a lot less intimidating to think about. So what I'm really going to do this time is just undo the whole cable. It's bugging me, it's been on my mind, and this whole week, or for this last few days of the week, I have not touched this, just thinking about, I don't want to continue, I want to fix this before I actually finish the panel. So hopefully sometime this week I gain enough courage and I actually have the time to put a lifeline first at the bottom of the cable so that I don't frog stitches past that point, and then continue stitching it all the way up, because it's 8 stitches all together and then knitting it all the way up. So I definitely want to get to that this week. Since I didn't pay much attention to this project this week, I decided that I should do a little bit of research into what my next projects should be. And when I mean a little bit, literally only 5 minutes that I spent checking all my knitting books that I have on the shelf. So a few months ago I bought a book by Jamie, and it's called The Fast and Fabulous Knit, and it's all about chunky makes, so sweaters, cardigans, and as well as vests. Now initially I was going to think about making socks, which still might be on the to-do list, but I know that I need a few cardigans in my wardrobe, because I do not need always chunky, heavy knits to wear every day. Sometimes I just need something light to throw over my shoulders. Now I have quite a bit of yarn that I think would fit some of the projects in her book, and she's got actually 4 or 5 cardigans in there that I didn't realize she had. In my head, there was only one cardigan pattern. So I haven't picked out a pattern yet, of course, because I'm still quite into this current sweater, but again, I'm just blabbering, thinking out loud, because I have so many projects in my head that I want to do. So I feel that if I voice some of them to you, it kind of forces me to keep some of them on track and actually work on some of them instead of them just remaining in my head. In other exciting news, in case you missed it, I launched my second bag pattern last week, the Paphos pouch. Now this is such a cute design, so customizable, perfect to gift to anyone, perfect to use up all of your scraps. I think it's just an all-round a very good project, especially if you're beginners to quilting or haven't tried a bag pattern before. I have also put up a YouTube tutorial on, so you can definitely follow along with that one, and even the instructions, they are colored photos and a very detailed step-by-step instructions, which I'd like to thank also all of the testers for helping me get it just right. So if you'd like to get your hands on this pattern, I will leave a link in the description box below. And also, in case you've missed it, I've also launched another pattern, which is my first pattern, the Roma Necessaire. It is also a great scrap busting project because it is made up of a whole bunch of squares, and the pieces themselves are quite small, and on the inside you have lots of pockets. Again, lots of opportunities to mix and match all of the scraps that you have in your scraps box. This one comes with optional handles as well as the Paphos pouch, and there's just so much opportunity to customize each of these patterns completely how you want it, whether it's fabric combinations, whether it's quilting designs or don't have to quilt it at all, whether it's putting in the pockets on the inside or not, playing around with your zipper and the zipper tabs on the side, adding handles, not adding handles, putting ruffles, not putting ruffles. There is just so much opportunity to customize these bags and make them the perfect handmade gifts, or even just for yourself to keep all of your small little bits and bobs. Because one of the testers actually came to my Sew and Bond event last month or the month before, and she used a Paphos pouch, the smaller version, to keep all of her fabric clips inside. So that was a lovely way to see it being put to use. Again, I will leave a link in the description box below for you to go and have a look on my website to get one of these patterns, or even both of them, and have a go at making them yourselves. Let me know in the comments below, what are you working on, what sewing or knitting projects or any other hobbies you are getting into right now, because I'd just love to have a chat with you down below. That's it from me today. Bye for now.